bosses. And I would like to have game audio on myself as well, which I do not seem to have right now. But again, I'm sure that will be fixed in due time. Anyway, the 24 Mavericks tournament is a very simple setup comparative to the classic Mega Man 46 Robot Master tournament. The idea is simple. We play through Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3 with the goal to defeat the 8 Maverick bosses as fast as possible. After we defeat the 8 Robot Masters, we switch to the new game with a mandatory 30 seconds interval waiting time in between. This is to give both players time to set up properly and to make things fair between both players. Some people will switch games faster than others, so a 30 seconds time was decided upon. As I said before, we will not be dealing with Sigma and his henchmen. We will not be having refights or any of the sorts. It's going to be pure and simple, just the Maverick bosses and nothing else. And we switch to the next game when the last Maverick boss has been defeated of that game. Both players will probably be running the Japanese version of these games, or Rockman X. For Mega Man X1, there isn't much of a difference between Rockman or Mega Man, at least not in this tournament. X2 and X3 have more text boxes than X1, so there is going to be a more noticeable difference between the two. As we see both players finishing up the introduction stage, with Lynx slowly pulling ahead of Godot right now. I'll be switching over to his audio because he is slightly ahead. And I will be keeping the audio of the person ahead most of the time. Both players starting off with Chill Penguin, because anyone who has played this game is aware that Chill Penguin offers the booties for Mega Man X, always chasing them booties. And the boots in this game allows you to dash. Of course, I call them boots, but officially they are the leg upgrades. Because as you can see, Mega Man, it's a future, but dashing still requires an update. Like it requires you to upgrade your Windows 10 to Windows 25 apparently, and Mega Man still doesn't have that. So he needs to get his leg upgrade. Before that, he's just a casual Reploid, or not even a Reploid. He's just very slow, very sluggish, and we can't have that. It's a speed run, it's a race, must go faster. And I apologize for my loud typing. There we go. Okay, so the game audio still hasn't been fixed. I'm sure someone is working on that as we speak. So for the time being, you'll just have to deal with my sweet, sweet, soothing voice. I've just received word that someone is currently looking at the game audio. So please hold your horses, or hold your robot horses. It will be worked on. Yes, Derek GNC will be humming the team as we oppose our first Maverick boss, Chill Penguin, an instant RNG heavy boss who does the belly slides to troll people. And some Robot Masters or Maverick bosses in this game, or actually in all the games, have certain invincibility patterns where they cannot be attacked, they cannot take damage during certain attacks. Chill Penguin is infamous for his belly slides. However, both players do not get a lot of them, fortunately, so the trolling is kept to a minimum. Alright, our hero Cyclone is coming to the rescue, fixing the game audio. Second boss will be Boomer Kwanger. It's a usual choice, there's not much divergency up to this point. And we'll be seeing if both players are able to manipulate Kwanger into his dance. I'll get into that in a moment. Lynx making excellent time so far, being already pulling ahead of Godot. Very fast. Lynx being a very experienced Mega Man X runner. I'm not sure what his main Mega Man game is. I've seen him play Mega Man X4 in a tournament earlier. I do not know if he prefers the classic X games or the later ones. Even so, you can tell just by his movements that he has put in a lot of practice in this game. Not going for the swag E-Hart grab there. Oh, and we are calling in the mighty Fiesel to help us. The situation is more dire than we need. Please provide him taco fuel by giving the speed gaming channels a follow, people. Lynx approaching at Boomer Kwanger, getting the dance. No problem so far. And when Kwanger drops to 50% health, he will do his teleports. It's not a very difficult pattern to deal with, but it's difficult to learn. It's a very punishing fight if you slip up even mildly. Kwanger can grab you and toss you to the ceiling, and that will deal a extensive amount of damage to Mega Man X. Because unlike Super Mario, his helmet doesn't really protect him from the ceiling. Lynx wasting no time, immediately rushing after Sting Chameleon. Sting Chameleon, the joke has been done before. He is not exactly the most difficult boss in this game. I dare say he is easy. He's probably, with his weakness, I should add, with his weakness, he is probably the easiest boss fight in all of Mega Man history. However, without his weakness, he can be a royal pain in Mega Man's metallic buttocks. He can go invisible, he can hang on the ceiling and toss spikes at you. He's not dangerous, he's there, he's an annoyance. Like, his entire purpose in life is just to annoy players. Like, I cannot be nice to this guy. And this is only the third stage of the game, and Lynx is almost already an entire stage ahead at this point, arriving at the boss fight while Godot just arrived at the actual stage. And as you can tell, Lynx making quick work of Sting Chameleon. No difficulties at all. While I take a quick breather, chat, how are you doing today? Are you enjoying your weekend? Do you have any plans today? Do you have any predictions for this match, for this tournament? How has your lunch been? How has your breakfast been? Come on, chat, give me some activities. Show me that you're alive, or at least more alive than I am. And Godot finishing up Sting Chameleon exactly the same way. And Lynx going through the Storm Eagle stage, not exactly the longest stage to deal with. It is, however, one of the more dangerous stages, since a single mistake can be punished very hard. Also, people, be sure to give both of these players a follow for some mental support or some moral support. I'm sure both of them will greatly appreciate it. Plus, hint, hint, it might actually check to see if they turn off their notifications, which I shouldn't be saying, but that's always a fun thing to, see. Did they turn them off? Did they pay attention to it? And Godot taking a very dangerous route and actually losing some time by falling down. Not sure if that was worth it for him. Oh, I might be cut off for a moment since the restream is... Yep. Restream is restarting for me for a moment to make sure I get the game audio. I hope you can all still hear me. And if not, then I am taking this opportunity to take a drink. And there we go with the magnificent game audio. Blasting through the stage with, let's see here, we are at, and I'm giving credit to MMX for this, Mark Spandrill stage. I love how the game audio just throws you into it, because this is exactly the way I felt when I first played this game. Just that soundtrack, it just grabs you by the throat, it sits you down and it's like, sit down and enjoy the ride. Also, yes, I will be referring to this boss as Mark Spandrill, forever. And while we watch Lynx and Godot play through the Mark Spandrill stage, I'd like to point out that Speed Gaming has multiple channels available to them right now with multiple tournaments, and they could use more followers, because if you have some Twitch bucks to spare, if you have some time to spare, please give them a follow, because Fiesel and Mythical, the founders of Speed Gaming, I should say, they run on taco money. Please give them a follow. I'm sure they'll appreciate that. And if you have more taco money to spare, please give them a subscription. Everything goes directly into the Speed Gaming channels to make sure your entertainment is being provided for right now. And just as I say that, I blinked and Lynx finished up Spandrill. Press F for respects. And there we have MMX, the founder of the name, Mark Spandrill. Oh, and Godot takes an unfortunate death there. Not going to set him back too far, but I'm sure that that's not gonna, feel good for him. Because already a stage behind, and Lynx is just breezing through the stages right now. And while we're again, I'm just gonna involve chat right now, because I need to give myself the occasional breather. Go on, chat. Favorite X game, favorite stage, and why? Boom, discuss. Godot is going to play with Mark Spandrill. And interesting about Mark Spandrill is if you freeze him and you hit him with his weakness at the end of the timer, you pretty much hit him twice. And it comes into play in finishing up fast. While Lynx is finishing up Mammoth, and again, I'd like to say that the bosses are challenging, but honestly, with their weaknesses, they really are not. There are some exceptions, of course. Wow, MMX, that's dark. Glad to see you're keeping everything lighthearted there. I like that stage because people die, and I like to see people suffer. MMX never change. And now we are going to the gangster rap, or the gangster rap level, because they see me rolling, they hate him. I'm sorry, I really couldn't resist, and I should not make jokes when I'm barely awake. But no, you know what? I'm not apologizing. That was clever. Right? And Link just being a roadrunner right now, going overtime on those booty upgrades he just got from Dr. Light. With Godot finishing off Mammoth, and Link's approaching his this is his 5th boss. Yes, we have, or is it his 6th boss actually? We have yep, this is his 6th boss. And excuse me, not Mandrill, actually Armadillo, giving an excellent pattern. Lynx is being very lucky on the RNG here. The thing with Armadillo is he's invincible during his roll, as long as he has his shields up. The thing is, at the start of the battle, he will always do his roll, and he will bounce across the stage. If you're very lucky, like Lynx is, he will bounce once, land on the floor, and you can hit him with his weakness. In which case, his shields will just be eliminated. He loses his invulnerability during his rolling, and you can just kill him outright. However, if you're unlucky, he can bounce around forever. And it's just, it's heart-wrenching when a race is very close and you lose a race because of that. Oh wait, this is the final boss already for Lynx right now. Yeah, the octopus stage. Actually, arguably one of the more dangerous bosses right now, because he can grab you and just... I'm sure someone in chat can explain it better than I can, but he can pretty much instant kill you. What he does is he can grab you, and let's see if Lynx gets the quick kill here. Obviously he does. Not the most difficult quick kill there. But Octopus can grab you, and he can pretty much permanently hold you and just kill you outright. It's not a fun thing to deal with. There are some strategies for getting out of that, but of course the best strategy is just not to get hit. And let's see how Lynx is gonna do. So far getting a favorable pattern, and no grabs, no tornado shenanigans, and Lynx going off to Mega Man X. He will be getting a 30-second mandatory interval right now. Catch his breath, switch the game, switch his settings, and giving me time to get a drink. Yeah, Lynx has no complaints in terms of RNG so far. A good to decent chill penguin stage. He had a fantastic armadillo fight, and he just had fantastic octopus RNG. I would not be surprised if that got him a PB at this point. And I will shamefully admit that Mega Man X2 is not my most played game. I do have limited knowledge of this game, sadly, so I will probably not be talking that much about it. But I have a trick for that, and that's by focusing on Godot right now. While Lynx will be fighting the intro boss, who looks incredibly menacing and just is not. Let's see if Godot gets the equal RNG that Lynx just had. But I am pretty sure, you know the rule of thumb, if you're behind like this you don't get good RNG. In fact, you'll just be tilted by getting awful RNG. Anyone who's ever been in a race knows this. And Godot missing a lot of shots, and here comes the first grab. Or the grab attempt, I should say. Missing a lot of shots, and oh, Godot's surviving by the skin of his teeth there, because that could have gone horribly wrong. Lynx grabbing the safety hold there. I mean, you might as well, it's right at the start. And he will be... Oops, I'm not even gonna pronounce the Japanese names. I'm just gonna refer to this boss as the Sponge. This is one of the first bosses that has to deal with desperation attacks, which Mega Man X3 will focus on much more heavily. When Sponge drops to a certain percentage of health, he will do a certain charge-up attack, and it'll cost you several seconds. You cannot deal damage to him during that time. However, there is a way to get around this. He has an attack where he lunges, he throws his hook at the ceiling, and he slowly climbs up. You can kill him during that time. This is the attack I'm talking about, and he will not get into his desperation attack. And Lynx, there we go, can he get it? He should be able to get it. And he gets it, perfect. Dolphins, I'm assuming you're referring to Sigma. We do not deal with the final levels after the 8 Maverick bosses. We just beat the 8 Maverick bosses of every game, and then we switch to the next game. That is the goal of the tournament. So we will not be dealing with these stages. This is not a complete run of the 3 games. And Lynx at this point being well over a stage ahead. And no disrespect towards Godot intended, but I expect Lynx to pull ahead even farther at this point. Mega Man X2 is definitely the technical of the 3 games, my apologies. And you'll be seeing why very soon. Right now we have... Excuse me, talking is a bit difficult. We are getting the weapons upgrade right now, and the weapons upgrade allows X to use a flame dash once he gets his flame attack, and it will just speed up the game. Considerable doesn't even do credit. You have the hook shot to grab ledges, you have the flame dash, you have an air dash. Basically you're just Speedy Gonzales in this game. Sonic got nothing on Mega Man X. There we go with the ledge grabs. And oh my god, Franco Z in the background. I may actually have to close my balcony door at this point. Yayo-chan, to my knowledge, there is not a rule against it, but that should only apply to if the players have a soft lock by any chance, or if something happens to them and they have to go back to whatever stage they were on. But I'm not exactly sure on that rule. You are not allowed to skip the intro stages though. Ooh, Godot barely getting that kill, having to jump into the boss to deal direct damage to him. Good call on him. If he had missed that, he would have wasted a lot of time. Lynx not getting the instant kill on Gator. Still getting a good time. And to both of these players' credit, look at the time right now. They finished the first section of this tournament in less than 24 minutes. They are just playing so fast right now. It's just, for a dirty casual like myself, this is just fantastic to look at. And hookshot coming into play here. Just say what you want about X2, but the level design is just perfect for hookshots, and it's just I kind of wish more X games took this into play. And Lynx going up to Flame Stagger. And I honestly don't know why I always think he's a Jaguar. I don't know. Beautiful play there with the Gator weapon. And after this we'll be seeing the Flame Dash come into play, and don't blink or you'll be missing entire stages. Lynx approaching the boss right now. Godot being relatively close to the boss right now. There we go. And Lynx doesn't care about contact damage. He's too cruel to care. Just taking the hits. So he has to be careful. Stagger isn't exactly the most damaging boss, but I'm just gonna say that was calculated. And that was not a missed shot. He knew where he was aiming. For Lokar, in this route, I don't think the other armor pieces are not collected, because there's not really much of a point in it. Players are good enough to not need the armor, and nor do they need the helmet upgrade. Metaphor Moth Minus. This is a boss where you don't want to run out of ammo. Moth is a terrible boss to deal with, just Buster only, and we have seen it in this tournament where people unfortunately died on Moth and they ran out of ammo, and fighting Moth without his weakness is it's disaster waiting to happen. DS is right, this game is the exception where the weapon upgrade is also grabbed, purely because it allows the flame shot to become a flame dash. And it adds an insane amount of speed to the game. It's essentially a double dash. A much longer double dash, as Lynx is demonstrating right now. And yes, the boots in X3 are optional. The boots in X3 allow you to dash upwards, which helps with certain elevator segments. However, they are not necessary. With practice, you can do the same thing without the boots, but it's much more precise to do those jumps. And Mott is infamous for the insane amount of contact damage that he will be dealing, so Lynx has to be careful here. And no problem, taking down Mott. Boom, flame shot to the face. And I have to stress it again, people. Please give both players a follow. They are playing the best to their abilities, giving you your free entertainment. And while you're at it, give the Speed Gaming channels a follow. Speed Gaming 1 through 6 are in use right now. We host a plethora of tournaments right now. Maybe you'll find something else you enjoy. Currently there is also a Mega Man 2 randomizer tournament happening. There is still the Mega Man 2 Game Boy tournament happening. Of course there's the Link to the Past tournaments, and of course we have the Mega Man X tournament happening here right now, which is long from finished. And Lynx is just... wow, the movement is just fantastic. Just my body, my soul, my heart. Not in the mood for shenanigans and holographs. Leave it to Star Trek. And Lynx escaping Lag City with all the blocks dropping down. Godot not in the mood for the silly mini boss either. And Lynx leaving just enough ammo for a single flame dash. Oh, oh my god, Lynx. Oh man, it's like I've seen players do this all the time, but it's just wow every time I see it. Let's see if Lynx gets the manipulation on Centipede right now. There is a way to manipulate Centipede in such a way that he does not move. And Lynx actually, he gets it! First attempt! It has to do with manipulating the shield around him, and just, it forces him to stand still. He doesn't move while his kind of shield thingy is floating around him. Also, I would be remiss right now if I would not give a shout out to the people who helped with the setup. Matewalk set everything up, Cyclone helped with the audio issues, and Tear helped out with the audio issues. Please give those people a follow. I don't have their links on hand, but you know, at least give them a shout out. MMX, I'm not afraid to time you out. I'm really not. Call it mod abuse or whatever, but I am not gonna tolerate tons of that. And Lynx just, he sees a mini boss, he's like, nah fam, ain't nobody got time for that. Just, you know, ignoring the laws of physics, just glitching through the block. And Godot has to be very careful with hit from, and it is, oh no, oh no. Oh, Godot is in such a dangerous position right now. No, you don't, oh, hoo hoo. For a moment I was concerned. And right now, X is gonna roleplay the role of angry landlord owner, or house owner, whatever. Lynx, yeah, Snail didn't pay his rent, so he's getting evicted. He's getting a boot to the face. Oh my god. Penguin. Penguin, please. Just no. Just no. In light of this tournament, I will say if you keep up those puns, I will bust you out of that chat. And let's see if Lynx got his driver's license, if he gets to keep it. Okay, gets a good first one. Gets a second jump. Perfect. Let's see if he gets to keep his motorcycle. Nice. Oh, he gets it. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Perfect score. And for those of you who are just joining us, welcome. You're late to the show, but it's still not over. You are looking at the Mega Man X 24 Mavericks tournament, where the goal is to beat 8 Maverick bosses of the first 3 Mega Man X games. We just beat the 8 Maverick bosses. Well, Lynx is making short work of his boss, and so is Godot. Getting the manipulation too, nice. The goal is to beat the 8 Maverick bosses and then skip to the next game with a 30-second interval in between. The winner is decided when the final boss of Mega Man X3 has been. People, please, if you're gonna come up with puns, give me some fresh ones, dude. I mean, you're all being Dr. Wily right now. You're just repeating the same old stuff. I mean, come on. Even Dr. Wily is getting fed up after like 10 of the same puns. Though, you know, looking at 11 Mega Man games, I'm pretty sure. I mean, give me something fresh. Give me something new. Oh no, the pressure. Are you kidding me? Everyone from... Oh no, the pressure. I croak under pressure. Oh my god, people, those puns are so old. I can't. I need a drink. Stay hydrated, kids. Make sure to stretch those leg muscles. Make sure to take a drink, because this is a, well, I want to say a long sitting. And yes, that was the final boss for Lynx. Immediately switching over to the next Mega Man X game, X3. I have an argument for chat here. Convince me if I'm wrong. Mega Man X3 is the easiest of the 3 X games. Meanwhile, Godot didn't receive his rent from Snail, so he's evicting him. Get out of my house. Quote unquote water. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually drinking water. Here's actually a pro tip for people who want to get into commentating, and I'm giving the tip because I got it from an actual pro. Never drink chocolate milk or regular milk if you need to talk long periods of time. It actually, I'm not sure what the English word for it is, my apologies, English is not my first language. But it kind of messes with your throat. It makes talking more difficult in the long run. So always drink water, it's the best thing to drink during commentating. And honestly, I would kill right now for a... Meanwhile, Godot's showing off his motorcycle skills. I'm gonna let this team play out because this is the best team in X history. Hey now, vodka is not Russian water. Vodka is potato water. Okay, and I would appreciate it if you respect the potato and refer to it as that. Potato water. And is that the expression that lines your throat? Again, English is not my first language, so you'll hear me fumble up quite often during this commentary. Meanwhile, Link's finishing up the tutorial boss for X3, and Godot still has a full stage ahead of him before he can finish Mega Man X2. And we are getting to the best named boss of the PlayStation remake, Beelzebub Buffalo. I'm sure someone at Capcom lost their job on this. My god, how do you mess that up? It's not even a translation error, it's literally a misspelled word in the opening sequence. To the people who have never seen the PlayStation version of X3, I strongly recommend you look up the opening sequences. They have full animated videos for the bosses. And Blizzard Buffalo's name is literally spelled as Beelzebub Buffalo. I will never let that one slide. And Lynx just... ooh, missing actually a jump there, but... let's see if Lynx goes for the boots or not. We talked about this earlier, but I'll reiterate. The boots for X3 are not required. They help for elevator skips. However, they are not required because you can do some of the skips without the boots. It becomes a more precise jump. The boots make it significantly easier because of this exactly. The upward dash, which is fantastic mechanic that I really wish had been in X games. Upward dashing is so good. Also, if you're local, my native language is Dutch, actually. And now we get to a prime example of perfect Windows programming. Blizzard Buffalo's programmed in such a way that apparently he can only see up to eye level, and whenever he sees an empty void in front of him, aka when X is jumping, he thinks that, oh, X is behind me, he is going to sneak up on me, and he will dash backwards. And it basically just means that he ends up watching paint dry because he will constantly bash into the wall. Rotun Jerem, the Hadouken in Mega Man X1, I can spoil that for you. You have to get all of the upgrades in X1, you have to get all of the E-tanks, fill them up, you have to get all of the hard tanks and all of the armor upgrades. Then you go to Armadillo stage, you ride that trolley up to the end of the game. You do not enter the boss stage, you drop into the pit there, you do that 4 times, and on the 5th time the Hadouken pod will appear. And there you go, you activate it the same way as another Hadouken. And I've mentioned this again during Zero's team earlier, but I have to give massive props to Capcom for the soundtrack. Mega Man X 1, 2, and 3, they have such fantastic soundtracks. It's just amazing. Meanwhile, fslynx is firmly in the lead at this point. To be fair, if the swag entrance. To be fair, guys, if you are an important boss in a game, quote unquote important, and your own creator spells your name wrong, you be ramming your head against the wall too. I mean, I have to come to Buffalo's defense here. I mean, I have worked, and I'm sorry for pointing the direction to myself here. I have worked for a boss who, for 2 years straight, called me by the wrong name. And at some point I just stopped correcting him. I can tell you I wanted to bash my head against the wall. So I can totally understand. And yeah, someone will have to explain the trick to kill Toxic Seahorse there, because I always forget what the trick is. But Link's getting a quick kill on him. Or you know, have any of you ever considered that maybe Bob isn't the boss, but he's actually held captive, he's trying to escape? I mean, has it occurred to all of you that we maybe just flat out murdered him? I mean, this is Mega Man X we're talking about. In Mega Man X4, he flat out kills non-Mavericks. So, our hero? Maybe? I mean, this is the guy who every game claims he doesn't want to fight and ends up committing mass murder. For, you know, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not calling him a murderer, just hinting at the possibility here. And Godot going for the bootsless strat right now. So we'll see how his elevators go. Lynx playing with fire here. Well, the thing is, Infuse, I kind of like the idea of eating. So, yeah, I kind of, I kind of wanted to keep that job. No, I'm not singing this. Manix, if you want to sing this, you're free to jump in the Discord with me, but I am not singing it. No, you know what? I'll take that back. I will sing this if the entire chat can give me their favorite Twitch emote right now. Spam your favorite emotes and I will sing Tunnel Rhino. Or as much as I know the song. Spam me your favorite emotes. Wow, Sarah, your favorite emote in tunnel rider, tunnel rider, tunnel rider, tunnel rider, tunnel rider, tunnel rider. Well, and that's it. My work here is done. And Lynx is going into this fight with 1 health. He has to be careful. We have seen many people die to Tunnel Rhino because he juked them. And you do not want to die to Tunnel Rhino. Forge Souls, I'm doing commentary, so I can, reply in Dutch right now, but I am doing great, and I hope your day is good as well. Earlier during X2, I talked about desperation moves that bosses have. X3 focuses heavily on that. Every boss, when they drop below a certain percentage of their health, usually 50%, they are giving a... Well, I call them desperation moves, but you might as well call them ultimate moves, whatever. They will start shining a bright red, and they cannot be killed or attacked or anything, not even with their weakness. They will just not take damage. And they will... How should I put it? They become more dangerous. They deal slightly... Their attacks are faster, and just... You really don't want to deal with that. Sadly, there is no way to avoid that. Every boss will, at some point, try and throw it in. And with the exception of 1 or 2 bosses, they will usually get it off. Obviously, Lynx was going for the 1 health challenge. Hey, I can sing to this one too. Just not this part of the song. So I have to point out that I love this soundtrack. It's a very long soundtrack. And it's almost a full composition. Godot finishing up Toxic Seahorse in the meantime. I have to apologize to Godot if he's watching this VOD, because I'm focusing more on Lynx right now and I'm being called the wrong name and Potato Water, and not so much in this run. I apologize. I'll give you a follow up on this, Godot. Oh, my apologies. A bit of wind here. Also gotta drink my water. Stay hydrated. Also, we totally see Notfile there talking to Doppler. Sadly, we'll never know who that was. I mean, because we'll never fight him. Just a mystery salesman. Lynx going to butt crabfish right now. Yes, I call him butt crabfish because, believe it or not, this boss has killed so many bosses, or has killed so many players with his butt. It's actually I consider it a weapon of mass destruction at this point. I don't actually doubt that Lynx is on pace right now. He has insane RNG on bosses. He had good Penguins RNG, he had perfect Armadillo RNG, and he had perfect Octopus RNG in X1. Alright, I need to talk about this too for a bit. Mega Man X3, just like X2, throws some mini-bosses at you. However, unlike X2, you are forced to fight 2 of these mini-bosses. They're called Bit and Byte. Yeah, very clever naming. And here's the thing, you can actually kill Bit and Bite when you encounter them. If you last hit them with their weakness, you pretty much just blow them up. Killing both Bit and Bite means you will not encounter them later on in the game. But since we don't play beyond the final Maverick boss, there's no need to destroy them. And if you beat them by hitting them with their non-weak class, they don't get destroyed, they just teleport away. This just cuts off the entire explosion and animation that you would normally get. So yeah, it just shaves off a lot of time. We have seen people accidentally kill Bit and Bite, and it just cost them. It cost them a lot of time. And Crawfish going in with the butt, trying to poke people with it, because he has a sharp butt. And I agree, Dragon, the non-Bit Bite boss is a terror. And meanwhile, Godot is going up to the Tunnel Rhino level. Interesting little bit of trivia. If you kill enemies with ice spikes, they will always be guaranteed to drop health. And that is something that a lot of people use heavily in this game, because enemies deal immense amounts of damage. Like, they will sneeze at you and X will just, you know, his leg parts will fall off. And just in case you're wondering why X never keeps his upgrades, that's it. Someone gave him a jump scare, probably Zero, and he just got hooked right off his arm. Penguin, I would say, for originality, X1. Personally, I like the soundtrack of X3 the best, and technical wise, X2 is leaps above the other two. Also, this soundtrack is definitely not plagiarized at all, fully original composition. And for those of you wondering what I'm talking about, I can recommend you go up to YouTube and look up Mega Man X3 Guns N' Roses. There had been a few issues with this song playing. Well, Lynx is approaching Tiger, and let's see if he gets the God RNG for this guy. And he's getting a good start so far. I swear, if he gets the God RNG, nah, damn it. Oops, pardon my language, darn it. Ooh, he has to be careful. That is a tricky dodge to do. And he should get it. Okay, he got it. That's a shame though. He got very unfavorable RNG there. Ideally, you want Tiger to just stand still. Just stand still, not jump around, and slightly faster than him jumping around all the time. But you know, after getting God RNG games, yeah, the third game would have to ruin it, guys. Even so, I think Lynx is still on PB pace right now. And for those mentioning the soundtrack of X3 isn't that great, just let this one sink in. Oh, Godot. No. That's a terrible shame. That's, yeah. And here we go with Bite. Bite is very much an in-your-face bro, but Sadly, his weakness is the tunnel rhino drill spikes, and that just means he takes multiple hits per attack. And Lynx tabbing out just in time to get the normal hit. Yeah, if someone can clip that just now, I'd very much appreciate it, because I'm not sure I saw that correctly. Hey, look, even spiked walls want a hug sometimes, okay? At least that's the logic you have if you've been drinking potato water. You're like, hey, I can hug that rose bush. The rose looks lonely, let me hug it. I don't want to say I'm speaking from experience there, but I have drunken hugged something I shouldn't have at some point in my life. I can make a joke about exes and mother-in-laws and that, but it kind of speaks for itself. Going a bit off track here, Lynx is just playing out of his mind right now, just going for it. And this is probably one of the easiest bosses of Mega Man X3, or at least easy and fast to kill. Gravity Beetle's weakness is the Thread Buster, or I think that's called Spread Shot. And you're basically just locking him into a... Every time you hit him with his weakness, he gets staggered and he jumps. And as you can tell, he never gets an attack off. Kinor, what is this Mega Man X7 you're talking about? Well, for a Lokar, we had a fireman at some point, but Mega Man killed him, so... yeah. Julian, welcome. And Lynx demonstrating... Oh, Lynx, why? Oh, there goes that... Well, that's how elevators work. That's how elevators work. That's how I get on my elevator. But yeah, I wanted to say that's why you want to get the boot upgrade, but I'm pretty sure that didn't go exactly as planned. The A-Team's Hannibal is disappointed in that. Well, don't forget the Game Boy Mega Man X games. Those were pretty good too. And I think, yep, this is the final stage for Lynx. Ugh, I am terribly sorry for my moment of silence, but I had to... I didn't have to yawn, but I had to stretch my jaw. That's it. My jaw muscles need to be stretched. And meanwhile, Lynx is gonna finish up the last Maverick boss of the game. Not exactly the most difficult one, though. If he gets hit, if he gets bodied by Stinger here, that's... or Hornet here, that might actually become a problem. I think he would survive a physical attack, and that's it! Oh, Lynx not getting the PB, I think. Those are some nasty red numbers. However, I have to give my solid GGs to fslynx, who will be advancing to the next round. And he will be facing the winner of the match between, let me quickly look this up, Darrenville and Sopanama. So again, GG's to Lynx. Let's see if he wants to come in for commentary. Meanwhile, Godot is going up to Neon Tiger stage right now. Let me see if I can invite Lynx here to the Discord. I'll be momentarily muting myself. And we'll just be waiting to see if Lynx decides to drop by. And Kayas222, this tournament revolves around fighting the 8 Maverick bosses from the first 3 Mega Man X games. We just beat those 3 Maverick bosses, plus the introduction stages that each game has. And then we switch to the next game. We don't deal with Sigma, we don't deal with Doppler. We just, you know, we don't care about them. I mean, we took out their army, what harm can they do? Well, they're Mavericks, they're just not bosses. I mean, they're not bosses, they're not even henchmen. They're cannon fodder. They're warm-up practice. I mean, come on. Yeah, well, they didn't get it. They wanted their representation and they got a buster shot to the face. Mega Man isn't about that protesting mumbo jumbo. He's a tough boss, dude. Like, you've seen him evict Snail. Just 1 week behind with Ren and he just kicked him out of his shell. And let's see, Godot still has 2 stages left to go, I think. Did I just say that correctly? Yes, Gravity Beetle and Hornet, he still has left. Kayas, yes it should be. And what was that noise just now? That was a very interesting screeching noise. It is an official tournament, so for this category, yes, there are world records. keep in mind, if people start running a specific setting, it becomes a category, and the moment it becomes a category, it gets a world record. Oh, Godot, what are you doing? Not sure what happened there, but that... apparently when you forget to use ladders, you... Yeah. One of the things about Mega Man X, he was never programmed to use ladder. I don't know what he's doing. And Godot showing off the non-booty strats here. Actually making short work of those very precise jumps. That's actually very impressive to see. And then he misses that jump. I mean, I'm not sure what to think of this. It's yeah. Nightler, yes, of course it will be faster, but it doesn't matter if you play it on console or on emulator. The thing is, you will always have to deal with a 30-second interval. Like, you will have to wait 30 seconds to start your next game. And it's for obvious reasons. Some people are faster switching their games, other people be... I'm not even sure what that's... I'm guessing that's a shout out to Casio. It's just fantastic. Be sure to give these people a follow. Ooh. Beetle nearly getting his desperation off there. I am not sure if Lynx is going to jump in here right. At the very least, I have not been getting a response just yet. Keep fighting for everlasting peace. When will we get it? When will we achieve that peace? Only the Buster on X's hand knows. When X's Buster is satisfied with the amount of blood and oil it's been given, then we'll have peace. For your loco, that only applies to Bit and Byte. The actual Maverick bosses always have their death explosion. Because, you know, Mega Man is willing to show mercy on Bit and Byte. Mega Man is willing to show mercy to Bit and Byte. The actual bosses, oh no, they're going down. We're not showing them mercy after traveling all the way through the stages. Ooh, wow, okay. Godot taking big chances there with those body dashes. And I'm actually... No, he's not on his last life. He just picked up a life in the elevator. But yeah, Godot's going to finish up his race. Sadly, he is eliminated. This is not a best of 3. This is immediate knockouts right now. And for those of you wondering, this is currently round 2, with Lynx progressing through round 3, and after that we will be getting the semi-finals, and the semi-finals, the final, and the bronze finals will be a best of 3 match. Of course, we're still a long way away from that, but yeah, I do hope if I commentate that I'll have a second caster here or a lot more hydration. Kinor, if I started talking about why I hate X7, I still would not be done by the end of the tournament. Okay, I've just been informed that Lynx will not be giving a post-game interview because not. And Lord Mike, yes, Lynx has finished at 1 hour 4 minutes and 48 seconds. Or at least that's the time he froze, while Godot just now finishes at 1 hour 15 minutes. Clicking away that time right away. Doesn't matter, I saw it. And with that said, both players are done. Congratulations to fslynx for finishing up. Congratulations to Godot for putting up an excellent race. And let's see if we can get Godot in for a quick interview if he's willing to. I apologize for the loud typing. Meanwhile, while I wait for Godot to show up for an interview, if he's willing to give it, that's completely up to him, obviously, it's not mandatory. Let us look at the current schedule, see if we have anything planned. Right. For Monday at 8 PM EDT, we are having a bang of a matchup. We are having... Okay, my apologies, I was interrupted on Discord. We have a match between Luis Miguel versus Target Waldo, and that is to be a... That's going to be a race. That's going to be... Tune in for that. You want to see this race. That'll be tomorrow at 8 PM EDT time. The channel has not yet been confirmed, nor has commentary. And on Tuesday, 7 PM EDT, we will be having Darrenville versus Sopa. And let me quickly look up that. Yep, Darrenville versus Sopanama. Winner of that match will be facing Lynx in round 3. And Louis Miguel versus Lethargic. The winner of that match will be facing Maverick in round 3. And after that we have one more match, but it has not yet been confirmed when that'll be, between Nero Loser and Strizer 86. The winner of that matchup will be facing Madu 13. But again, that has not been scheduled yet, so keep the schedule in mind for that. I'm not sure if Godot is joining us or not, since they left SRL chat. I'll keep you posted on that. Right, there isn't really that much left to talk about right now. There have not been more matches scheduled just yet. Let's see, but the people still in the race currently. The people currently still in the race are Louis Miguel versus Waldo. We have Maverick. We have Darrenville Sopanama. We have Lynx. We have Nero Loser Strizer 86. We have Madu 1311. We have Colonel Fatso and Laseki. Those are the remaining participants. If you have any preferences, if you have any predictions, feel free to let us know in chat. Oh, there seems to have been a slight problem with the invitation system. You are inviting Godot to see if he wants to give a post-game interview. And just joining us, I can... There we go. Sorry, I had to increase your microphone volume here. GG on your matchup, Godot.
Thanks.
How are you feeling?
I didn't practice too much this day, so I knew I would lose. Then I tried to do all the cool strats instead the fast ones. It was fun. I had fun.
Your elevator jumps were very on point at the end of it, but kind of had to chuckle because then you had trouble climbing up a wall with a ladder.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened there.
And Beetle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the gap jump, so my jump button didn't work. And then I tried to do the gap jump again. And the elevator was pretty good, but that red guy, I could not kill him for some reason, and I had to pick up the health. But that elevator skip was pretty good.
Yeah, the elevator skip was pretty much flawless. It was very precise. Did you plan on doing X3 without boots, or was it just, on a whim that you decided I'm not going to use them?
No. Now I'm out the tournament. I won't play X3 too much anymore. I don't like X3 too much, but I learned the bootless just for the tournament. I never played X3 for speedrun before. But I probably will play Mega Man X1 80% in the future because I really like it. And maybe X2 Shoryukenless because I like it, the strats as well, but X3 no, I don't like X3 too much.
Well, for what it's worth, it wasn't very notable that you not used X3. I mean, I thought you were playing very well. It's just I guess it was kind of your misfortune to run into Lynx because he just barely missed out on a PB. He had God RNG for X1. He had the perfect RNG on Armadillo. He had perfect RNG on Octopus. I think he had maybe 1 or 2 belly slides on Penguin. He was pulling ahead so fast after X1.
If I had practiced enough, maybe I could have a chance to a good race at least. But I didn't practice. I kinda get a little bit tired from this category. I didn't think I would pass through the first phase, so I was not prepared, and I had 1 month, but I didn't practice anything, so I could have made a good race, but I happy I did the cool strats, the zips, the X2, the gap jumps. That's fine.
Yeah. One question: what was the shout out in your fight against Beetle? I saw you posted. You put something on your layouts.
It's Cassio Third, Brazilian speedrunner, Brazilian Mega Man 3 speedrunner. When he was speedrunning X3 for the tournament, Cassio died on Beetle. And now we like to give a shout out to him.
I'm sure Cassia will appreciate that shout out. I mean, who dies on Beetle? I mean, really?
Cassio.
Apparently Cassio does, yeah. Of course, since you lost against Lynx, you are now eliminated from the tournament.
Yeah.
Even so, you mentioned you didn't like X3 much, but how was your experience playing this tournament?
Was pretty fun. It was really fun. I learned the three games after I signed up to the tournament, and I had a lot of fun playing them. I liked X2 too much more. I thought I would like because X2 has a lot of RNG and bullshits, but I really liked playing X2. And to finally be able to speedrun X1 was really fun to me because X1 is one of my favorite games. So it was nice. I had a lot of fun.
Okay, so you've before this tournament, you never actually speedrun any of the first 3 X games.
No, only X4.
Oh wow! Ah, the best X. I can totally support that. X4 is the best X game. Convince me otherwise, chat.
I am more classic Mega Man guy. I use it to play 9 and 10, and I play 03, but the X ones I never played in speedrun before, only casual.
Okay. Well, I think even though you lost this matchup, I think you did a phenomenal job racing. You had a few unfortunate deaths, sadly, but that can happen. Even so, I think your movement in a lot of the games was very good, especially the wall jumping was just on point. And thank you for having raced. I enjoyed watching this race a lot. I'm sure Chad enjoyed watching it. Do you have any predictions for this tournament? Who do you think will win?
Really think Luis will win. Luis or Nero, but I believe in Luis.
You believe in Luis? That's gonna be. Yeah, I'm gonna have a shout out for the Luis supporters here.
Yeah, Luis helped me a lot as well while I was learning the games, and he's insane. So I really.
I can confirm he is insane. I've seen a few of his, and yeah, I'm actually giving him. I personally think it's gonna be either Luis or Colonel Fat. So whatever it is, I think it's gonna be those two.
Yeah.
To be fair, Lynx, if he plays the rest of this tournament like he did right now, he is going to be a solid contender. Alright, do you have anything to say to chat, maybe to your followers or chat itself? Do you have any shoutouts to give, maybe?
I would like to thank everyone doing this tournament, organizing this tournament. I really had fun. This race I did a 1:15, but I think it was my favorite race to do, my favorite run. I had a lot of fun playing this race specifically, and I want to thanks everyone in the tournament, in the streams here in Speed Game, there in Speedruns Brazil, doing the Portuguese stream, and I think this is it. I had fun, a lot of fun.
Alright, well, with that said, I'm going to have to end things here. Again, Godot, thank you for dropping by for the post-game talk. Lynx sadly didn't have a microphone, so he couldn't be here right now. Thank you for your race. Thank you for your participation in this tournament. And I hope to see you again in future Mega Man tournaments. Especially if you play Classic, I'm sure I'll be seeing you around. Alright. With that said, chat, thank you all for watching this tournament. Thank you for watching this match. Again, I'll repeat myself right now for this. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. Let me see. Once more. Tomorrow at 8 p.m. EDT, we have a matchup between Miguel versus Lethargic Wall. Channel and commentary have not yet been decided. And Tuesday, we will have a match at 7 p.m. EDT between Darrenville and Sopa. Please drop by for those matches if you can. I can promise you, you will not be disappointed in them. And if you are disappointed, then I'm not responsible for it. So there it goes. With that said, I am signing off here. Thank you all for watching. Please give both of these runners a follow. They have done an excellent job entertaining you. Please be sure to give the Speed Gaming channels a follow, because we host a multitude of tournaments, and I'm sure you'll find more to your desire. If you give a follow, if you give a subscription, it helps keep those channels alive for a longer duration. With that said, this is Volt signing off, and thank you again for watching. Enjoy your weekend.